This is a stimulus and Social Security update. Got some important updates to share with you with McCarthy now as Speaker of the House. What does this mean for more stimulus payments in 2023? I'll go over that article. 23 days left to claim $1,500 payments for certain Americans. And there are 3 ways that seniors are saving on Medicare in 2023 to save more money. I'll go over that article as well as what is Congress going to do for us now that Congress is officially in session. How are they going to serve the American people? I'll play you that video clip and some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. And I'm giving $200 checks to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But first, for stimulus check update, what McCarthy Speaker win means for more payments. So now that Kevin McCarthy is officially Speaker of the House, taking the place of Nancy Pelosi because the Republicans have now gained control of the House of Representatives for Congress. What does this mean for more stimulus checks? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go through this article, but there is probably not going to be a big chance of stimulus payments because before, when the Democrats had control of the House, they were able to have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and that's how you were able to pass any or turn any bill into a law. Now that the House is owned by Republicans and Republicans are not for stimulus checks, probably not going to see any stimulus checks unless something really bad happens in our economy. I just wanted to keep it real with you. What was said here is what Kevin McCarthy said is, we will also address America's long-term challenges, the debt, and the Chinese Communist Party. Congress must speak to the voice of both these issues. So talking about a few things that he plans on doing. When it comes to other stimulus payments, though, we're seeing it on a small local level. So stimulus update, deadline for New Jersey homeowners to apply for $1,500 program in 23 days. So if you live in New Jersey and you own a home, you have until the end of January to apply for the program that will give up to $1,500 in the first half of the year. And so depending on your income, it could be $1,500, it could be $1,000. And that's for homeowners in New Jersey. So if you live in New Jersey, definitely take advantage of that and you own a home. 3 Medicare changes that should benefit seniors in 2023. So there's definitely some big changes to Social Security, Medicare, so I'll just go over these really quick. A lower standard Part B premium. So the premium is going from $170 a month from 2022, and this year it's going to be $164 a month and 90 cents. In 2023. So that's a savings of $5.20 per month there. May not seem like a lot, but I guess to some, it could definitely help pay for something. And then a lower Part B deductible. So Medicare Part B comes with an annual deductible that enrollees must pay before they're subject to coinsurance alone. In 2022, the annual Part B deductible was $233. This year, it's down to $226. So that's $4 saved right there. And then lower medication costs. So the cost of medication, so basically, thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, as of January 1st, Medicare enrollees who take insulin are seeing their out-of-pocket costs capped at $35 for a 1-month supply of covered insulin products. Also, insulin won't be subject to Part D deductibles. Those are the 3 quick ways of how to save money if you are on Medicare as a senior citizen. Really not as much as was promised initially, but I guess some money is saved. Let me know your thoughts on this. Is this enough? Should there be more done for seniors and people who are on fixed and low income in general, especially SSI, SSDI? Should there be more savings involved, or is this enough? Let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes to Congress, new Congress, what's next after Kevin McCarthy's speakership win? So there's supposed to be stuff done for the American people this week in Congress. It wasn't supposed to be all about voting who's going to be speaker, which is obviously Kevin McCarthy now. But now that Congress is going to be in session, start passing laws for the American people, how is Congress going to serve the American people? How are they going to serve us? We're paying for their $174,000 salaries through our taxes. What are they going to do for us? Take a look at this video clip right here.
Now that the 118th Congress is officially in session, the question isn't just how Republicans will govern, but do they want to? I'm going to put that question to the Republican Congressman Andrew Garbarino of New York. He was a member of the Homeland Security and Small Business Committees in the last Congress. He's also the chair of the Climate Solutions Caucus and a member of the Problem Solvers Caucus. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being with us this morning. Exhausting time for the country and exhausting time for Republicans this last week. We're starting this Congress off with a bit of a big stain in the middle of our shirts.
Well, you know, we have a speaker, and I think everybody's excited, and Congress can now get to the work that the American people elected them to do. So I think, yes, it took 15 votes, but I'm excited to finally say Speaker Kevin McCarthy. And, you know, I think this after this week, it took a couple extra days than normal. But I think the Republican Party is a little more unified now. It like I said, it took a little longer. But now we know how to work together and move things forward. That's going to be very helpful, especially this Congress with such a tight majority for the important bills to come over the next 2 years. So
let's talk about that. For most of the week, the 14 or 13 votes, there were 20 people who either voted present, voted for someone else, or didn't vote for McCarthy, versus the 215 or 212 who did. Then it came down to 6 people. So the bottom line is the recalcitrant group in the Republican Party is very small. Democrats also had a recalcitrant group that didn't want to go along with a lot of what Nancy Pelosi had to say. The margins were exactly the same in the last Congress. What do you do about this? Are you worried about how damaging this small group of Congress members can be over the course of the next 2 years as you and the Problem Solvers Caucus are trying to come up with things, bipartisan solutions that can actually help the American people?
Well, I think it's not just these 6 members. It's any 5 members in the Republican conference can work together to make sure that a bill that they don't think is good for their constituents, they don't think is good for their district, does not pass. I think this is actually, is going to be good. You have members in the Republican conference that represent districts Biden won by over 10 points. You have members of the Republican conference that Trump won by over 40 points. So, it's a big tent, this conference, and we're going to need to work together because we have such a tight majority. I think that's going to be better. I think that's going to be better for the country because the bills that we pass won't be extreme. And at the end of the day, we're going to need to work with the Democratic Senate and the Democratic president to pass any legislation to become law. So the bills, we're going to have to work in a bipartisan way. But first, the Republican conference is going to need to work together. And finally, we did that last night when we elected Kevin McCarthy Speaker.
I think you make an interesting point there, that this does force a degree of bipartisanship. That's never going to be a bad thing. However, last night on Fox News, Matt Gaetz had said, and he was seeming to be implying that he was going to vote for McCarthy, even though he didn't at any point. He said, I'm running out of things to ask for, which suggests that McCarthy made more concessions. You didn't vote on the rules package last night. I'm very appreciative, by the way, that you're up with me at this hour. You didn't vote on the rules package last night. That's going to happen on Monday. Do you know what McCarthy gave up to get the present votes of the 6 members last night?
The only thing that was changed in the rules package from what was presented and agreed to by the conference over the weekend on, I think it was actually New Year's Eve, was that the motion to vacate rule that went from needed to be put forward by 5 members was changed down to 1. And at the end of the day, Speaker McCarthy thought that was fine. It was 1 vote before Speaker Pelosi changed the rule a couple of years ago. So it just goes back to the way the rule originally was. Other than that, not much else was changed in the rules package. Actually, nothing was changed in the rules package compared to what we agreed on before the
Except
conference.
There might have been some committee memberships, right, that are affected by that.
Well, no, I think at the end of the day, the discussions were about, having members of the Freedom Caucus, having members of Main Street Caucus, having members of the Tuesday Group, having members of Problem Solvers, all list different committees on their committee request. At the end of the day, the speaker can't bind the steering committee. I'm also a member of the steering committee. I represent New York's region on the steering committee, and every member of that steering committee has their own vote. to say what members get on what committees. So the speaker couldn't promise gavels away. He couldn't promise actual committee spots away. That still all has to go through regular order, which is through the steering committee, which our meetings start this week on Monday.
What are your thoughts on that? Is 2023 going to be different, or is this just political speak as usual and, saying they're going to do a lot of things, overpromise, underdeliver? Is that what's going to happen? Let me know your thoughts on that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should do. So every time you make mistakes, you make mistakes, and you only have one life. So clean those up and make a new world. And also, what you should do is you should always be passionate with what you have, because that next time it won't be there, but still you'll be there. So you guys are great and good, and learn by your mistakes. So bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support, and to show my support for my subscribers and for you watching, even if you're not subscribed yet, I am going to give $200 checks to my subscribers. So I will be announcing more about that in tomorrow's video. Just wanted to give you a heads up so that you're aware of it. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and I'll talk about how you could potentially win $200 checks. And that's it. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. If you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.